World today. I know you guys have been listening because I'm reading all your comments. It's so exciting to see what's happening out there. This is Lance Wallnau Live. And we decided we're going to be approaching the whole subject of covering the Great Awakening and the news cycle as a kind of a combined effort, because the awakening has begun. But the awakening is different than we expected. It's both a spiritual awakening that's beginning to happen in pockets of the United States, and it's a reformation activity. That means people are beginning to rise up in the grassroots level and reassert the firewall going up to arrest the insanity of what looks to me, it's almost like a Chinese totalitarian spirit. It's weird for Americans to see progressives and the Marxist progressive Democrats unmasked for who they really are. They are elites that think they're superior to you. It's like Hunger Games, where you're out there in the Region 1, Region 9, Region 7, and they're like in the masked balls in Washington. And it's strange, but this is the way that it actually shows up. And this sense of the elites under the influence of this dark spirit from hell. Remember, Isaiah the prophet said, characteristic of the last days is that darkness would cover the earth and gross darkness the people, but upon you my light will shine. If the light is shining on you, then you should be coming under more and more of an enlightenment, an insight into both what reality is on your side, where truth is, and where the fog is on the other side. The other side can't see past the fog. They just reject you in total. They just think they think that you actually need to be subordinated by the power of the system because you're dangerous. They don't trust you and they don't like you. And if you don't believe that, just consider how they look at the moms right now going to school boards as terrorists. The Family Bureau of Investigation by the Justice Department is being weaponized against the civilians, against the citizens, but not any citizen, the conservatives and the evangelicals being targeted by government. That's where that thing is heading. So this broadcast, this is my preview of the broadcast today, is talking about the meta-narrative, the big game of totalitarian control of free nations, how it's working through progressive Democrat Marxists in America, working through Davos in the European Union, working through communist China, and we always know Islam has its own flavor of caliphate thought control. So these forces want to take over the earth and bring who under subjection? Free people. Look at what's happening in Australia and New Zealand, and I can't believe that they voted for Trudeau in Canada. And you get more zany, progressive, crazy people who love to take away your freedom. So in this broadcast, we talk about how the Attorney General in Oregon is incensed that there's sanctuary cities forming. Remember, sanctuary cities can be done on the left but not on the right. So sanctuary counties where they want to protect the Second Amendment. She's going to just shut that down because Oregon state government doesn't allow sanctuaries. Unlike the progressives who believe in sanctuary cities, you can't have a sanctuary from a progressive. That's illegal. You see here how hypocritical and crazy they are? Bolsonaro, I'm going to be going to visit the president of Brazil. I'm going to be doing some programs down there, ministering there, I think, with Cindy Jacobs and Stacey Campbell and Mario Bramnick and Cheyenne. But it's going to be great because we're going to be working with apostolic populist leaders who are supporting the president who says, do not submit to the vaccination passport because it only leads to the agenda of total control of your life. There's why we call him the Trump of the tropics. But then we also are covering not only the Brazil president's rejection of the vaccine passport, but we were just getting into some of the juicy insights on how you push back. You see, my theory is that everything the left complains about is an indication of what you're doing right. So they complained about Trump's rally. The CNN said it's the most alarming rally yet. You know why? because not only was he packed out, but he's now sporting 91% support among Republicans in Iowa, and Senator Grassley and Governor Kim Reynolds and Representative Miller Mix and Ashley Hinson, who 9 months ago were all like, whoa, about Trump's role in January 6th. Suddenly, they're all there on the platform. What does it tell you? CNN's freaking out because Trump has such power within the party that even the Senator Grassleys and the establishment recognize that if he shows up, you better be showing up, because he's still a kingmaker or a king breaker, and which leads to my whole spiritual strategy we're talking about, which is the school boards, the precincts, the grassroots. This is where the freedom movement comes from. The grassroots on out. It's going to be a little bit bigger battle waiting until 2022 to take back the high places in D.C. But the way that you do it is you double down on everything the devil doesn't like and walk in joy, because he can't stand it when you're happy. I'll be talking to you again in the next podcast. Hi, I'm Lance Wallnow, and I want to confide in you a challenge that I've had. You know, I believe that speaking the truth is one of the responsibilities of a Christian. I feel it's important to be able to talk about every subject we need to talk about. And I don't want to be edited by somebody else's political correctness or their religious belief system. But that's what's happening in America. There is a powerful, paranoid, propagandizing force that's been taking over media and causing us to all edit our conversations so as to avoid being censored or isolated or sent to some gulag in the internet. I've found a way to make this work. It's a new platform. It's called Liftable. It's a place where I can form the real underground, the thing I've wanted to do for years. A place where we can mobilize and work together, give you the news the way it really is, and tell you where we can meet and make a difference. You're going to want to join me there in the underground. I look forward to seeing you on Liftable TV.